Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome back to my channel Leela Web Dev. In this video, we are going to learn about the another concept that is nothing but the important concept is service workers. So we are going to learn about the service workers. So what is this service worker? So let's try to have a clear understanding about this one. Before that, in the previous video, what we have learned? We have learned about the cache storage API. So we created the cache, we stored the API responses, we checked whether a response was already cached or not. I will try to show you the example. So here we have tried to check it in our application. So and in the cache storage, so we are able to go here, and if I open here, so here you are able to see that one. And if I click on this one, so here again the cache will be saved. So we implemented the cache first strategy. So that means we even added the ability to delete the individual cache also. If I try to click here, we are able to delete the individual cache response. But there was one limitation in our current implementation. What is that? So all our cache logic, so which we have implemented here in our todo.js file. So what we are trying to do, our main caching logic is currently inside our main JavaScript file. That means our application itself is responsible for deciding, should I use the cache or here, should I use the cache or should I use the network call? So what is the thing? Should I save the response or not? So now what if we do move this all the responsibility into a special browser managed JavaScript file? That is where the service workers come into the picture. In this video, we are going to start learning about the service workers, and we are going to start with the most basic thing. How do we register a service worker? What exactly is a service worker? And all those things we'll try to learn it. First of all, what is a service worker? Let's start with the most important question. What is a service worker? A service worker is a special type of JavaScript program that the browser can run separately from the web page. Normally, what will happen? So normally you will have the web page. Okay, so the web page will have the JavaScript, and the JavaScript can able to access the DOM. So this is the concept which we know, right? And you can able to use the doc in the JavaScript file. You can able to use the document.query selector. These are all the things you can able to use it. Why? Because it has an access to the DOM. But the service worker is entirely different. So the service worker runs in a separate worker thread. So it does not run in the main thread. So it has a separate execution context and everything. So service worker, so you will be having a separate file just like the JavaScript file. Let's say service worker.js file, whatever name it may be. It works in a separate thing, and all the browser APIs which we will be learning, all the things, so you can able to access. So you cannot able to access the DOM. So it is service worker.js file. Don't think that it is something like a script src or something like that we are including. We will not include it like that. It will have its own execution environment, and it will be loaded in a separate way. And why do we need a service worker? So that is what about the service worker, and why do we need it? Let's think about our current application, what we are having right now. Currently, what it is our thing is doing. So here you will be able to see that where is our code here, right? Yeah. So first of all, what it is trying to do? So first of all, it is trying to get the cache. Okay. And if the cache if the response is not there, means then we are trying to make the request. So our page JavaScript is responsible to check the cache. If it is missing, means then it is fetching the network and it is saving the cache. So but imagine in a larger application, you might have the pages like API request, image request, CSS request, JavaScript request, all the types of requests will be there. Wouldn't it be useful to have one place that can observe network requests and apply the caching rules? That's one of the major capabilities provided by the service worker. Your application, so what it will try to do, it is your main JavaScript application will load the service worker, and the service worker is responsible to check whether I need to do the cache request or I need to do the network request. The service worker can act as an intermediary between the application and the network. And this is one of the biggest reasons service workers are extremely important for. And we can also use for the offline applications, progressive web apps, network inspection, background reprocessing, caching, offline first strategies. So these are all the places we will be using the service workers. Don't think that service worker is something like a web worker. So web worker is a completely different one, and service worker is a completely different one. So that is one of the important distinctions which you need to understand. So you may heard about the web workers and all those things. A web worker allows only the JavaScript to execute away from the main UI thread. A service worker is also a worker. It also runs away from the main thread only, but its purpose serving is different. A web worker is mainly about heavy JavaScript work. If you are having a high CPU calculation work or something like that, so you will move it into a background thread. You will not execute that one in a main thread. And service worker is also designed something like around, but web application, it's a browser controlled worker. It is so network cache, events, push notifications like this. You will be using the service worker. So don't think of service worker as simply JavaScript running in another thread. Service worker, that's not enough to understand what makes it special. It is important. So its important feature is that it has a life cycle and can respond to the events such as install, activate, fetch, and all those things. So let's say that our project architecture is something like todo.html is there, todo.js file is there, and now we will be creating about service worker.js file. So now normally what you know, so in the todo.html file, the script file will be loaded, something like todo.js file. That is our normal JavaScript application JavaScript. And in this todo.js file, we will be introducing the service worker.js file. And this service worker.js file eventually contains our caching logic. But for this video, what I want to do is I want to make it as then keep it as simple. So going on, we will do that. We will move that caching logic. We are only going to log the lifecycle events and all those things. We'll try to see. So first of all, let's try to register the service worker. So in this video, we'll try to register the service worker. So what I will be trying to do it is, so here I will be creating a service worker. Service worker.js file. So now in this service worker.js file, so let's keep it empty. I don't want to write it anything. So now what we need to do it is, so first setup, we need to do the first setup. So what I can do here, so here I can write it something like if service worker in navigator, so I have something like this, and navigator dot service worker. So I will be registering it like this, register, and I can use service hyphen worker.js file. So this is the code. So now you need to understand, this is the first important step which we are trying to understand it. We are asking, does the browser supports the service workers or not? So we check that one, service worker in navigator. In means it is nothing but it is checking for the whether in its object or in its prototype or somewhere service worker is present or not, the property is present or not in its navigator object or in its prototype. If you use has own property means it will check in its only the navigator, it will not check in the prototype, whereas navigator in means it will check in the navigator object and also in its prototypes. So fine. Because not every environment necessarily supports the service worker. So every browser API, so the service worker and navigator is a browser API. So it doesn't mean that so every environment will support that one. If the service worker API exists, we register our file. So that's it. So then we are using here service navigator service worker dot register or something like that. Now tells the browser I want a service worker.js file and to become the service worker for this application. That's it. So now, so what does register actually do? So this is one of the important thing. So when you write navigator.service worker.register, so we are not simply executing the file something like script src is equal to service worker.js file, something like that. So this is one of the important difference you need to understand. We are telling the browser to register a service worker. The browser then manages its life cycle. Conceptually, normally the main JavaScript file will be there. Inside that one, the register method. So now the browser will start a new execution context service worker.js file, and it will have a own service worker life cycle. So that is the thing. So now where does the service worker run? Actually, I already told you that this service worker actually run in the another execution environment. Okay. So normally the JavaScript will run in the main thread in the page context, whereas this one will not run. So that's why document.query selector and all those things will not work in the service worker. Whereas in the page context, you can able to work. Why? Because it has an access to the DOM. So document.query selector and all those things you cannot able to use it. So service worker has its own worker context. Instead of that one, we use APIs like global this. So here you cannot use the window variable or something like that. So we will be using the self or otherwise. So the common suggested one is the global this. So according to the environment, the global this will behave as a thing. Here the global this will behave as a self, whereas if I try to use it in the todo.js, global this will becomes the window. So like that, it will try to become the window. So in the Node.js, it will become a Node.js environment. So now this is how you will be able to have. So this is all about the brief introduction of this service worker. In the next video, what we'll try to do it is we'll try to implement the service worker, the basic lifecycle methods and all those things. We'll try to do it so that you can able to understand clearly. So that's it guys about this concept. So hope you understood about this one. So the basic introduction of the service worker. In the next video, we'll try to implement the service worker implementation and all those things. We'll try to see it. So hope you understood about the service worker. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.